Hello everyone, how are we doing? I'm Hamish Carton, hope you are all well. Interesting video for you today, and a big thanks to Davy Boy in the comments who wanted me to take a look at the future of European football in terms of Scotland and more specifically Celtic. Of course, we're still in UEFA competition, thankfully, this season, but I thought we could look ahead to the future and see what's to come. On the topic of comments and suggestions, if you've got any areas of Celtic or various things you don't quite understand that you'd like me to delve into and use as a topic for a video, simply let me know in the comments to any of the videos. I see all the comments, I try and respond when I can, and if there's something you'd like me to cover, just let me know. I'm always looking for ideas. Big thanks to Davey. While you're in that part of the YouTube, the comments section, why not just scroll up a little bit, click subscribe on the video. In fact, you no longer even have to leave this video. See that wee thing in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, that tiny wee subscribe button? If you click that, you should be able to subscribe from there. Since I did my little plea on Monday, we've gone up about 200 or 300 subscribers. If you want to join them, and why wouldn't you want to, then just do that now. It would be massively appreciated. Right, the first massive thing about next year, and probably the main reason for Davy Boy asking me, was this brand spanking new UEFA competition. You may have heard it. It's been called the UEFA Conference League, officially the UEFA Europa Conference League. Clearly not great at coming up with new names at UEFA headquarters. Or you can even call it the UECL, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I've got the letters right there. Hopefully I have anyway. Yes, loads and loads to get excited about there. Effectively, it's the third tier of UEFA competition. So you've got the Champions League, the Europa League, and now the Conference League below it in that order. The games we played on a Thursday night, just like its big brother, the Europa League. And the main reason for this competition is to give teams from lower level countries in Europe a chance to progress in the competition and perhaps win it come May or June, whenever the final is played. Obviously in the Champions League, we saw it last year, the main 4 or 5 countries dominate the last 16 teams. It's a similar story in the Europa League with the odd anomaly in there, but the plan is for the Conference League to give a platform for the lower countries in Europe to go and win a European competition. Now, the only thing about that is that it's not just teams from the smaller countries that are going to participate in it. There is going to be one team from England, one team from Spain, one team from Italy, all the big countries as well. Only one team, but it will mainly be the team who finished 6th in that league, or in England's case, the winner of their League Cup. Now, that would mean that last season, the likes of AC Milan, Real Sociedad, Hoffenheim would all take part in the competition. So there still are some glamour games in the competition, but the main thing to get into your head is that it's mainly for teams from lower countries. Is Scotland a lower country? Well, as I'll maybe tell you later on in the video, probably not. So you've now got the Champions League, which will have a 32-team group stage, as it always has. Below that, you'll have the Europa League, which will now have a 32-team group stage. At the moment, it's 48. That will be reduced by 16 teams from next season onwards, so 32 there as well. And the Conference League as well has 32. So all 3 competitions will have the same format, 32-team group stage, 8 groups of 4, nice and easy to remember. So, on to the question, will Celtic actually ever find themselves in this Conference League? Well, the truth is that it's hard to tell. It seems a little bit unlikely looking at it for a few reasons. Now, the losers of the first qualifying round of the Champions League, that's the Champions route, the round we entered this year and beat the Icelandic minnows KR Reykjavik. If we were to have lost that round next season, we would drop straight into the Europa Conference League. No Europa League for us, straight into the Europa Conference League. However, that is the only round where you drop automatically from the Champions League to the Conference League. At every other stage you have to go Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. Think of it as the Premiership to League One. You can't drop straight down being relegated from the Premiership to League One. It's only in that first round of Champions League qualifying And quite simply, thankfully, that first qualifying round will no longer be relevant to us next year. If we win the league, which we obviously hope we do for 10 in a row, we will enter the Champions League at the third qualifying round. That's the round we went out against Cluj and AEK Athens the year before. So that's a positive. That would also mean that if we're champions this year, that we would be guaranteed group stage European football the following year in some form. Now, the reason for that is that if we enter the Champions League in the third qualifying round, which we will if we win the league, even if we lost that third qualifying round, we would drop into the Europa League playoff round. And even if, again, we managed to lose the Europa League playoff round, we would then drop into the group stage of the Conference League. So the main thing to take away, if Celtic win the league this year, we will be guaranteed group stage football until Christmas the following season, whether it be in the Champions League, hopefully, the Europa League, or this new Conference League. So if we make it into the aforementioned Champions League group stage next season, that means you can write off participation in the Conference League. Once you're in the Champions League group stage, you cannot drop down to the Conference League. However, if it was the Europa League group stage we make it into next season, which to be honest has kind of been our level over the last few years, we could then find ourselves in the Conference League after Christmas. That would happen if we finished third in our Europa League group. Think of it basically as a smaller version of what already happens in the Champions League. If you finish third in your Champions League group, you drop into the Europa League knockout rounds. If you finish third from next season in the Europa League groups, you drop into the Conference League knockout rounds. So this new competition could give us a genuine shot at European success. Yes, I've mentioned the likes of AC Milan and even Tottenham Hotspur, teams like that would have been in if the competition had been running this season. But you kind of feel that given that loads of those teams don't already fancy the Europa League, which gives you qualification for the Champions League, they probably wouldn't fancy the Conference League even more so. So you feel like it would give us an opportunity of winning it if we were to end up in the Conference League. But as you've seen with Celtic fans, we see our main goal getting to the Champions League group stage. The Europa League is sometimes an unwelcome result of falling out of the Champions League, so you can imagine even more so how people would turn their nose up at the Conference League. But yes, it could perhaps give us a chance to win a European football, and maybe that isn't to be sniffed at. So yeah, this probably gives me a good opportunity to throw a wee addition into this video, which is just to update you where Scotland currently stand in the UEFA coefficient table. Now, huge spoiler, you may have guessed it already from my nondescript intro, but I am actually recording this prior to the win over Riga, so I'm crossing my fingers for more than one reason that Celtic don't bottle it tonight. If they do, then you'll probably never see this video. So I assume the fact you are seeing this means that we did the job in Latvia, which is a big positive. Hopefully the game went well. Right, this season at the moment, Scotland currently sit 12th in the overall UEFA coefficients. Now, we finished last season in 14th, meaning that our champions enter the Champions League at the third qualifying round next year. This is because there's effectively a 1 year lag in UEFA coefficient rules. So basically, if you do well one season, you don't get your rewards until not the next season, but the one after that. That's the way to think of it. There's a 1 year lag. At the moment, as I say, Scotland sit 12th in the coefficient rankings. If it stays like that, and that's a big if, Celtic, or the champions, would enter the Champions League qualifying at the playoff round the following season to next year. So we'd have only one qualifier to play at that stage. Even more so if we were to finish in the top 10 of the coefficient rankings, which, as I say, we're 12th at the moment. We would get an automatic place in the Champions League. So that's the end goal for Scotland here. They're doing really well. The huge positive is that we're now getting rid of some of our poorer years. UEFA uses a 5-year system. So basically, your most recent 5 seasons are all added together, and that gives you your overall ranking. Scotland have only really been good for the last 2 seasons in Europe. So at the moment, we're getting rid of season 2015-2016, where we only got 3 points. To put that in context, already this season, at this massively early stage, our teams have already put together 2.25 points. So Given that we got 9.75 next year, it's fair to say that Scotland's coefficient ranking is only going to rise over the next couple of years if our teams keep performing to any sort of decent level. What could that mean? Well, the big one is that top 10 place in the coefficients, and also that meaning direct qualification for our champions to the Champions League group stage. No more qualifiers. Imagine how amazing that would be. The other thing worth bearing in mind, and I hate to be the harbinger of doom, but if we manage not to win the league somehow this season, which I don't even really want to consider, but I'll mention it anyway, we would drop into the Champions League next year, but we'd be in the non-Champions route, which is the one where you can face like the third and fourth best teams from some of the big countries in Europe. So that's one to keep an eye on. Hopefully we are champions, but Scotland will have 2 teams in the Champions League next season and subsequent seasons if they keep on going. Basically, it's a real time to be positive. This UEFA Conference League will affect some smaller teams in Scotland. For example, next season, the teams who finish 3rd and 4th in the Premiership will enter the Conference League and not the Europa League. But that can be seen as a real positive because obviously they'll have a better chance to do well and get some more points for the coefficient. The Scottish Cup champions will also have a place in Europe next year. That will probably be us, going on recent evidence. But if not, I think it will go to the runners-up. They will enter the Europa League. So it is quite complicated, but the main thing to take away is that next season, Celtic win the league. We're in the 3rd round of Champions League qualifying and we're guaranteed group stage European football, whether that be in the Champions League, Europa League or this new Conference League. Hopefully this video's helped you out a little bit. If you've got any more questions, let me know in the comments. As I said at the start, any other things you'd like me to investigate in future videos, likewise, let me know. And if you fancy subscribing and helping me out with my boss, that would be massively appreciated. Until next time, take care and hail, hail.